From Green Bay Distillery in the shadow of Lambeau Field.
You're going inside the huddle with Blake Martinez.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Huddle here with Blake Martinez making his debut on the show. And we could have started off by talking about a win. How does this one feel after dropping 3 at Lambeau? Yeah, we can clap for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it feels amazing. I was one of the captains,
Yes.
and I had the pregame speech, and it was kind of my focal point was those 3 games and having that skid, especially at home, and talking to the guys that, hey, it's done. We're done saying how close we were and how close we have been. It's time to kind of make that step and get a win underneath our belt.
For everyone at home and all the Packers fans watching, how were the captains selected and why were you given that role in the game last week?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting process. The coaches kind of come together and say, hey, who's kind of deserving, who's shown that leadership throughout the season, and who's been that consistent player. And each and every week it changes up and to kind of mold into who they want to represent that week.
Well, you've been playing very well. We're going to talk about your stats in a minute. But we got to go back to this Aaron Jones touchdown. You guys are in overtime. This is our Bergstrom's good drive of the game. The fans are still loving this. So you're on the sideline. They have a phenomenal drive down the field. Doesn't need any warm-up, and he just comes in and houses it. What's going through your head? What's your perspective? Take us through it.
It was unbelievable. I mean, I looked out there. I thought it was Jamal out there for a second. And then next thing I know, I see 33 making his normal moves and going and scoring a touchdown. And the next thing I asked someone next to me, I was like, was that his first carry of the game? And it was. And it's a game winner walk-off.
So a lot of the fans don't get to see all of the practices. So what does Aaron show and what does Jamal show at practice all week that we don't necessarily get to see on Sundays? Because you're seeing it happens all the time.
No, yeah, I think both of them have their kind of skill set that they're really, really good at. And you see Aaron Jones able to be shifty in the backfield and have those things. But I think for both of them, it's just the fundamentals. Their kind of attention to detail every single play. They're making sure they're hitting the right hole. They're making sure they're following the right blocks, blocking the right guy, and doing those things every single play. And I think that's why you see that success on Sunday.
Let's talk about the defense. Of course, you're the middle linebacker role. Do you get a chance to wear the communication helmet at all?
Yeah, I've actually been wearing it the past, I want to say, 5 games or so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been getting the calls and having those moments. There's actually one moment in the Steelers game where it cut out on me, and I had to kind of improvise and get us all lined up and situated. So it was an interesting moment.
And it worked out?
Yeah, it worked out. We ended up I got us in the right call, and the coaches were happy.
Well, we got some plays up on the screen. Mike Daniels had a big sack, 7 on the game. Of course, we had Dean Lowry with the touchdown return. Let's talk about how opportunistic this defense was in this win.
Yeah, and I think it just goes back to kind of the pregame speech that I gave, just saying, hey, it's time to have people step up. It's not going to be, hey, I made these catches, but we lost. It's time to make that strip sack, make that touchdown recovery. Dean Lowry, fastest guy I've ever seen.
Yeah. That 5-second 40?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's been telling me 4.8, so I was like, all right, I'll give it to you.
Well, we got to talk about one play in the game. This is you kind of imitating Clay here.
Oh, gosh.
We're going to pull this up. You knew this was coming.
Yeah.
So here it is. You make the play, and then what went through your head? Why? This is great.
Yeah, I think it was just a moment where I made a big play in the game, and right as I look over to the sideline, I see Clay, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. It was kind of just messing with him. I didn't really have it in my mindset to do it, but right when I saw him, I had to do it.
Oh, I loved it. I love McCarthy. He was clapping. I don't know if he saw it right, so he was like, yeah, that's great right there.
No, I didn't see that.
So talk about your relationship with Clay. He's been here a long time. You're coming into the league. What's it been like working with him, obviously a potential future Hall of Famer?
No, it's unbelievable. I think just his experience, he's been at the inside linebacker role in these past couple of years, and he's been a guy that's won a Super Bowl, and he's been through those moments. And to be able to just talk with him on the sideline, talk to him at practice, and just see what he sees. And it's starting to kind of flow into my mindset on any given play, and to have his expertise out there able to say, hey, this is a run, hey, this is a pass, and those types of things, it just allows you to play faster.
Yeah, Clay with 2.5 sacks of the 7. We got to talk about Blake. Incredible numbers, 4th in the NFL in tackling. You were leading the league at one point. 111 so far. You're always in the right place at the right time. Of course, the interception and fumble recovery. What's been working so well for you here now in year 2?
I think I kind of just self-reflected on my rookie year, and during this offseason, I looked back and I was wondering, I was like, what am I missing? What's going on with how I'm playing? Because I felt like I could have played so much better last year. And looking back at it, I felt like I was trying to be Luke Kuechly. I was trying to be Ray Lewis. I was trying to be one of those guys, when at a certain point I was like, why am I not just being myself? This is why I got here. And so I took a step back, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be Blake Martinez. And at that point, if that's not good enough, I don't know, I don't belong here. And at that point, I just went with it, and it's been working for me since.
I think it has been. Everybody, what do you think? Yeah. Also working, Jamal Williams, rookie. He's our Associated Bank MVP of the game, more than 100 yards on the ground. This is the official bank of the Packers since 1919. And you guys have a pretty good running back combination duo that are also rookies, very young. Ty Montgomery on IR. But what's it like seeing Jay Swagdad? He's my favorite Twitter handle.
Gosh.
And he's a good dancer as well.
Yes, he's a guy that just has fun 24/7.
Perfect.
It doesn't matter what moment it is. He's dancing. If we're in a timeout at practice, like a 2-minute cool down session, he's dancing still. And he's just a great guy.
What's it like to have somebody in the locker room like that? You know, you lose, you got a guy that's always up energy. How does he bring everybody back up?
Oh yeah, I think you always have to have that guy that's, no matter what situation it is, he's having fun. And there's a lot of moments in this league where you get too serious, and I think that kind of hinders your play at certain moments.
Sure.
And I think for him to be able to be like that 24/7, it just shows why he's who he is.
A lot of excitement, though, about Aaron Rodgers, the potential to come back. There's our Hupien Abraham injury report.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Jake Ryan go down with the neck injury. Hopefully he's all right. But Aaron practiced on Saturday. Everybody talking about this all over the country. What's it like just having him back on the practice field, just as a teammate? What does he bring to the team, even though he can't play on Sunday yet?
Yeah, he's an animal. I mean, that guy's a competitor at all moments, whether it's trying to tie his shoe, be the first one to tie his shoe, be the first one to heal a collarbone in, I don't even know, 2 days, whatever it was. But yeah, it's just amazing to see him out there, and his competitive nature just kind of flows through all of us, and it just makes us that much better.
Is there a moment you've had with Aaron where you just kind of sticks out in your head and say, hey, I'm going to remember this for a long time?
I don't know if people are going to think it's that crazy, but when we were at practice, they throw 50-yard bombs in this small little, maybe 2-foot net, and I think he made 4 in a row. And I was just like, okay, I'm done. Anything you do now is not going to be cool.
Yeah. Happy he's on your team.
yeah, and exactly. I'm definitely happy he's on my team.
All right, we're just getting started here with Blake Martinez of the Green Bay Distillery. We got to take a quick commercial break. We've got more on the other side. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the
Good look at Bradley, see the man in charge of the music. December, we've already got mid-December football, got the Christmas tree out. Have you guys put up some decorations yet?
Yeah, we actually got a Christmas tree and fully decorated, I think, last week sometime.
Nice.
Yep.
All lights up around the house, too, or is it getting too cold?
No lights, but we have good decorations up.
So you're set.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Enough. Yeah.
Time now for our Quick Trip around the league, presented by Quick Trip. We had a firing today in the NFL. Ben McAdoo, former quarterbacks coach, tight end coach here in Green Bay. So a lot of ties. And you've had teammates. I mean, they're here one day and gone the next. What's that like?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, every single, I think, Wednesday we have new trial guys working out. We have new guys on the roster. I think 10 out of whatever the 13 weeks we've been here, we've always had a new addition or something kind of announced on Wednesday. And yeah, it's crazy. You can't take anything for granted, and you got to keep getting better. They're going to find someone to kind of replace you.
Well, I think you're playing pretty well right now, so I think you're pretty safe.
I'm hoping so. Hoping so.
Yes. So, Huddle, we got to talk about the New York Giants player. I don't know if you caught this. Evan Ingram had this amazing one-handed catch kind of over the middle of the field. You're a linebacker. Let us know what you see. I mean, are you just kind of give it up to the guy if he can make a catch like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing catch. I think there's certain moments. I know for me, I get mad when anybody catches on me, and there's certain moments that you're kind of like, all right, that's a good throw and catch, and you got to give it up to him. But definitely still competitive nature. You want to try to find a way, I don't know, early in the down to make sure that can't happen.
So nobody's making that catch on you?
No. Can't do it.
I like We've got your former college teammate now, Christian McCaffrey, brother Max, on the practice roster. This is ridiculous, kind of hurdling the defender. As a defender, how do you take down a guy when he does something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, I think fundamental-wise, you have to keep your eyes up when you're going in for a tackle. As you can see, the guy puts his helmet down. But once again, I mean, Christian's a freak of nature. I've seen him do that at practice, probably every practice. And so, yeah, I wouldn't feel bad for the guy that gets jumped over by him.
Yes. You're going to play him in 2 weeks. You think you'll have a nice little conversation beforehand, or you're just going to save it for after?
Yeah, we'll have some kind of friendly trash talk before the game.
Trade secrets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, he's a good dude, and I'm excited to play against him.
All right, that's our quick trip around the league. We got to take another quick commercial break, but we got more on the other side right here at the Green Bay Distillery. We'll be right back. That is the tequila lime salmon with fresh risotto, only here at the Green Bay Distillery. Do you have a favorite food or restaurant in Green Bay?
I would probably go with Blue.
Yes.
It's great. And I normally get the lobster rolls.
Sounds phenomenal.
So, yeah, it's a great meal.
Got to bring some fish here in the Midwest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. All right, well, we had a great moment this week. My Cleats, My Cause was going around the NFL. We have your cleats. Take us through why you wore them, who they represent, and who they're for.
Yeah, so kind of going back, 6th grade, I had basically my first best friends going into elementary school. We were playing basketball, and the next thing I know, he falls on the ground, his knee gives out, and he kind of disappears for like 2 weeks, and our principal pulls us aside 2 weeks later and is like, hey, Blake, your friend Richard Blau has bone marrow cancer in his knee. And I was just shocked, and I didn't know exactly what, why, how, anything, and I was wondering how a 6th grader can have that happen to him and kind of take his life away and take all of those memories away from him. And 2 years pass, and he goes into remission. We think he's completely fine, healed, and going into my senior year, my freshman year in high school, he passed away, and it came back. And so the My Cleat, My Cause thing, it was extremely important to me to represent him, and I decided to go with St. Jude's for childhood cancer, and it was just an amazing thing I can do, and I also gave the cleats to his family as well.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation to lose a friend like that. I thank you for sharing. I know that's not easy to talk about, but I know you also have someone here that's also very special to you. Recently got engaged. Take us through that, and you now have a hopefully new family member soon to be.
Yeah, and yeah, it was an amazing day. It kind of, I don't know, I had my plan to do it after the season, but then as the season went on, I was just so sure about it. And when we went into the bye week, it ended up being her birthday as well. So I was like, oh, I got to do it now. And and kind of have a double whammy there. But yeah, we went to New York, and we went to bar 65 floors up Rockefeller. And yeah, I asked her to marry me that night, and it was an amazing moment, and I'll never forget it.
There you go. The softer side of Blake Martinez. All right, we've got more with number 50 coming up right after this. Stay with us. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, inside the Green Bay Distillery. We're here with Blake Martinez talking Packers football.
Oh, yeah.
Love to get the fans involved. We've got our new segment. This is the Wendy's Double Stack of Questions. And we want to ask Carol, you have a question for Blake.
Hi, Blake. First, I hear you like to be called Martinez. But my question is, what's your favorite thing about Green Bay? The city, the Packers organization, or other?
I'll go with other. I'll say the fans.
There you go. Nice and safe. All right, we've got Jeannie from Cedarburg up next. You've got a question for Blake as well.
Hi, Blake. What has been your most memorable play or game with the Packers, and why?
I'd go the Bengals game in overtime when I made the tackle for loss to start it off. It was a great play. It was one I'll always remember.
That was a big game.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one a lot. We've got one more, Madeline from Waupun.
What sports did you play in school?
I played football, basketball, volleyball, and track.
There you go.
Yeah.
You still get a chance to shoot around? I know you guys have a hoop in the facility.
Yeah, we play a little bit here and there. We did a kind of team Olympics during OTAs to kind of have some fun, and one of them was shooting threes and free throws and stuff, so it was fun to get out there and play.
Love it. All right, please connect with us online. This is your reminder that we are on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and more. Also, InsideTheHuddle.tv. You can find us Inside the Huddle at Green Bay, me at the Mo's Nose. We got to take another quick commercial break. We got more with Blake Martinez coming up right after this. Stay with us. Great crowd on hand tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Doing a great job again in your debut. How does this feel compared to putting on the pads in front of all these people?
Similar.
Similar, yes. Look exactly the same. We got to talk about the Browns. They're on deck. I don't want to say trap game, but they haven't won. Do you think they could be bringing something extra?
I think every game they've probably tried to bring something extra.
Sure.
I think overall it's just you as a team going in every single week. You can't take a team for granted because you've seen multiple moments that any team can win on Sunday, and you just have to bring your A game.
All right. Well, since this is your first show, we have to leave officially with you signing the desk. So thank you guys so much for coming out. We're going to get Blake to sign a square here. We've got a little bit of time. The official autograph on the Inside the Huddle desk. And there it is, Blake Martinez. We've got a little bit of time left. How many tackles do you think you're going to have in this one?
I'm going for 20.
Going for 20 tackles. There you have it. Pumping up the crowd. We'll be back next week to talk about the Browns. Everybody have a wonderful week. Thanks so much, Blake Martinez, for doing this. That's it for Inside the Huddle. Have a wonderful night.